If you are successful in converting your application into an interview, the next stage will be a 20-minute screening interview. This is the equivalent of an OCI, and it can happen within days or weeks of submitting. There's no set timeline for converting from an application to a screening interview. It's likely to happen over Zoom, so they're doing most of these virtually nowadays with a hiring partner. The standard time for a screening interview is 20 to 30 minutes. You will have to know every single bullet on your resume and on your transcript, because they will ask about specific grades and specific courses, depending on who the interviewer is. You have to have a good elevator pitch and a clear and compelling narrative, and any weaknesses will be called out. New York is very direct. Tell me about why you got a B in this class. Tell me about why you took a year off here. Why don't I see anything from 2023 to 2024 in terms of work experience? What were you doing in that time? Everything that's on your resume is fair game, as well as anything not. Those omissions, those inconsistencies are also fair game. At the very least, in a screening interview, you have to be able to answer the 3 qualifying questions: why New York, why our firm, and what practice areas you're interested in and why. You have to be able to have an answer to these 3. The in-person interview is sometimes actually done virtually, but it's usually 1 to 2 hours and involves multiple interviews with 3 to 4 lawyers. If you're in person and they like you, they may even take you for lunch after. If you are flying down to New York and this is a formal interview, the firm will pay for your flight, meals, and accommodations while you're there. You will, once again, have to know your resume inside and out with a clear and compelling narrative. Be prepared for substantive legal questions that may arise. This is unlike Toronto. They could ask you to discuss a recent Supreme Court case or choose a recent corporate deal or transaction and explain why you find it interesting. They may ask you to describe a paper you wrote. What was the thesis? What was the conclusion? And what evidence did you use to support it? And you need to have a set list of questions prepared for the firms, because it's often a 2A interview and you don't want to run out of things to talk about. The ultimate keys to success are setting expectations. I want you to be prepared for a fast-paced and competitive nature of the New York recruitment process. It is one in which you basically have to know who you are, not be shy about it, not be shy about your weaknesses, but also don't be shy to promote your strengths. Remember that in New York, you have to also be prepared for the fact that the hours are long and you are on call 24/7. This is not a day job. It is a 24-hour around-the-clock job. You have to be ready mentally, emotionally for the sacrifice that comes with the opportunity to receive the best training in the world. And don't be shy about saying you know what it requires and you're absolutely ready and willing to hit the ground running. Remember that you're going to project more confidence throughout this process the more you know who you are and what you're capable of. So do a little bit of journaling. Ask yourself what your values are. Why is this important to you and how are you going to make it work for you? The more confident you are in your conviction that New York is right for you, the more you'll be able to project that in the way that you write and the way that you show up in person.